Thanks to Fujiko's help, things seemed to be on the ups. Gaz was securing his position within the organization and gaining access to more valuable resources. To celebrate, the two went out to eat at the fancy Midnight Moon Bistro. Gaz had been putting pressure on some local business owners lately and was looking to get a generous discount on his bill that evening. At the hideout that night, Fujiko was approached with an assignment. Since she and Gaz had already made contacts within the illicit goods trade, she was now being tasked with smuggling a package back into Al-Simhara. There was money in it and another opportunity for treasure hunting, so she agreed. Gaz, on the other hand, was being given a reprimand. The recaptured Dirk Daring had once again managed to escape and muck things up. This episodic farce was getting to him, and he immediately put Dirk on the list. While Gaz vented onto his canvas, Fujiko reserved another flight to Egypt. She couldn't wait to get out of this hovel again.
Griggle Maka.
Not wasting any time, Fujiko set off to deliver her package.
Jimmy Calorie? Dorna. Dumina?
The task proved to be no problem at all. Meanwhile, Gaz went to visit the goods dealer Mahmoud. You never knew when he might have something useful. Back at the camp, Fujiko saw a notice from the dastardly MorcuCorp looking for tomb robbers to obtain relics for them. Although technically a member of the international organization, Fujiko figured she could swindle the evil corporation and get the artifacts for herself.
Kralek. Market Kralek.
Meeting with a man named Fahad, she was given a simple errand no doubt merely intended to test her competence. Luckily, she had already visited the location she was to go to, which would make things even easier. The papers were easy enough to find in the bottom of the tomb. Fujiko wondered if she had simply overlooked them during her treasure-seeking last time.
Mobby swords. Joshin. Market Joshin.
Fahad seemed pleased enough and immediately had another task for her. She was to report to a woman named Tahia for further information. Fahad strangely mentioned his distrust of her, but that she should be assisted anyway.
Krini Nukalats? Zuba. Jima Zuba.
Tahia looked relieved that Fujiko was there to help, and was very eager to pass the buck for her own menial assignments. Apparently, MorcuCorp wasn't paying their local labor enough, and Fujiko was set out to find shiny things to bribe the workers. This could take a while, she thought. Literally finding her last gem under a rock, she headed back to the village and hoped what she had collected would be enough.
Kribalords. Krimlak. Brukama.
Tahia was happy with Fujiko's findings, but was concerned they still might not be enough to appease the locals. As an outsider, Fujiko was sent to ask around and see what people thought about MorcuCorp. After spending all day scouring the desert, Fujiko had a good idea of what she thought of them. While Fujiko had been busy, Gaz had felt the mysterious pyramids pulling at his mind, and the next day he went to check them out. Poking around outside, he found a secret switch and gained entry to the Pyramid of the Burning Sands. Immediately, he felt something call to him from deep in the tomb, and went inside to explore.
Pretty nucalots?
Meanwhile, Fujiko was in the market square talking to people. Apparently, MorcuCorp agents didn't make the best first impressions. Gaz was exploring deeper into the pyramid. As soon as he entered a long corridor, he thought he felt a strange presence. Nonetheless, he continued looking around for artifacts. He was so wrapped up in his search that he didn't notice the bandaged figure shambling towards him. It was a valiant effort, but Gaz was left dazed on the floor underneath the pyramid. Sometime later, Gaz woke, the black presence gone from his mind. He decided to push on and escape the tomb.
La divinas.
Meanwhile, Fujiko continued her inquiry. She learned that MorcuCorp's ham-fisted methods irked some of the residents.
Mobby sorts.
Returning to Tahia with the news, she was given the next part of her assignment. MorcuCorp was apparently interested in some flame fruits that grew inside one of the pyramids. It was finally an opportunity for Fujiko to do some relic hunting. Unfortunately, so much time had been wasted screwing around for the corporation that she and Gaz had to leave the next day. Another trip would have to be planned later.
Joshin. Market Joshin.
Reporting in back on the island, Fujiko was praised for a job well done, and the ties of the global underworld were strengthened. A few days later, the organization recognized her efforts with a major promotion. On the way out that night, Fujiko suggested to Gaz that it was time they thought about leaving their little shack. Gaz thought she might be right.